A city lawyer has been killed.
The final hours of the slain advocate,
City lawyer Bob Kyallo.
Kenyans have not forgotten the brutal shooting and killing of a member of parliament, Sir Charles Ongondowere. Once again, the nation is in shock after a city lawyer, Kyallo Mbobu, was murdered by unknown assailants. Let me refresh your minds a little bit. Who is Kyallo Mbobu? Kyallo Mbobu was a Nairobi-based city lawyer, mostly known in political and legal circles. His name came into the limelight in September 2022 during the Supreme Court petition challenging William Ruto's presidential win. When the IBC chairperson Wafula Chebukati gave his testimony, he told the court that three individuals, Raphael Tuju, Amos Wako, and lawyer Kyallo Mbobu, visited him at Bomas of Kenya during the tallying of presidential results. Chebukati alleged that they pressured and threatened him to either moderate or change the presidential result in favor of Azimio coalition candidate Raila Odinga. But that mention is what made lawyer Kyallo Mbobu into the spotlight of the public of Kenya. Let's listen to this video of Wafula Chebukati alleging this.
And did Azimio have a presidential candidate?
Yes, it had a presidential candidate and also a chief agent.
They had a chief
agent. We had agreed that any issues which involves candidates should be raised by chief agents.
All right, so
yes.
This is somebody from the Azimio camp. There was a senator also.
Yes, Senator Amos Wako, former Attorney General, was also in the group.
All right.
Among the three people.
Okay, let me not mention my colleague. Now, these people,
Excuse me. You can't choose whom to mention, whom not to mention. So
okay, very well. So choose the third person.
It's not me.
Very well. The third person.
The third person is Advocate Kyallo Mbobu.
Yes.
Who introduced himself as such. Yes.
Introduce himself as an advocate.
Yes.
Right. Now, you then say that the terms was to discuss tallying and results.
That was the first angle on the course of the city lawyer Kyallo Mbobu. Remember, Kenya's story is still unfolding. The next chapter might just change everything. Peter Mukangu, and this is where politics stops being headlines and starts being reality. Stay sharp, stay tuned, as the game is far from over. As we approach the cause and the death of Kyallo Mbobu, our analysis will focus on the Kungu Muigai's axis. He had stated that Kyallo Mbobu, who was his lawyer, was also a key witness in a sensitive case involving Kenya Commercial Bank. The dispute was centered on a piece of land that allegedly belonged to Muigai, which the bank had sold to a certain individual. Mbobu reportedly held crucial evidence on this matter. Let us listen to this video as Kungu Muigai explains the whole story.
That is ongoing, involving my companies, Bejo Amalgamated Limited versus Kenya Commercial Bank. And I had narrated how Kenya Commercial Bank sold our property valued at 3.5 billion. They sold it for 70 million. And they have never given us accounts up to today. I said that the person who bought the farm, his name is Kamlesh Rahul, he bought the farm at 70 million in 2007. And the next year, he sold it to the share community for 3.5 billion. And this is the money that has been used to bribe judges of the Supreme Court, Court of Appeal, and High Court over the years, and also to bribe officials of Kenya Commercial Bank so as to sell our property at a throwaway price. During my press conference, I I mentioned that my lead lawyer in this case is Professor Mbobu Kyallo. And it is with a very heavy heart that I learned yesterday in the evening, another of the lawyers who is also acting for me called me and informed me that Advocate Mbobu Kyallo had been shot somewhere in Langata. It came as a big shock to me. Advocate Kyallo is a humble man, very humble, very affable. Somebody who is soft-spoken, never had him shout at any, I never seen him argue with anybody. And it's a despicable act to kill a man like that. I don't know who killed him or why. I cannot pretend to know that. But what I can state is, in my statement, I had said Mbobu Kyallo is my lawyer. And indeed, Mbobu Kyallo was one of my witnesses who was going to give evidence about how various judges have been bribed with a lot of money. And he was also the custodian of very, very crucial evidence. He was holding 4 affidavits from our witnesses who either participated or were privy to the giving of bribes to the judges. He was also a custodian of 2 audio recordings, which were actually recorded when these judges were being bribed. It's a sad day, indeed a very sad day for this country, that we can lose somebody of the caliber of Mbobu Kyallo. He was a professor in law. I will not blame anybody because I really don't have an idea who killed him. But I have accused a cartel made up of the Shah community, Kenya Commercial Bank, and various judges in the Supreme Court and the Court of Appeal and the High Court, that they conspired. I can call it a criminal gang. They conspired and they committed serious crimes. This was one of the men who was driving this case together with the evidence. Today, I reported to the DCI, Director of Criminal Investigations, because I cannot access his office. They told me it's now a crime scene. I cannot access his home. So I reported to the DCI that these documents and this evidence was in the possession of the lawyer. So I have requested him. I have requested the DCI that whatever they recover in the process of the investigation, to give me an opportunity, because the evidence, my evidence, the lawyer put it in an A4 envelope. We sealed it together and he wrote my name on top of it. So I described the parcel to the DCI and I asked them if they come across such a package to please contact me so I can go and identify it. First of all, I want to send my condolences together.
That is the end of my analysis. Do let me know what you have to say in the comments and comment section below, and I will be able to read them and give you a response. In case you are here for the first time, hit subscribe, like, comment, and share. Thank you for staying tuned.